All right, y'all. We are live for keto class. I know I'm a little late today, y'all. I'm sorry. I know. Hopefully, y'all didn't give up on me. Think I wasn't coming tonight. So I know some of y'all already follow me on TikTok, so y'all knew I was getting it together. So good evening. I see we have Connie was the first one in tonight. So Connie, I shout Connie out. Connie has been a part of the group since September. She has hit her 100-pound weight loss goal, which is awesome. She lost 70 in the group. I can't take credit for all of it, you know. So she lost 70 inside the group in our mastermind group and doing well. And she got her little secret on how would help speed up her weight loss, y'all. So one of these days I'm gonna get her on here to tell her secret on what to help speed her weight loss up and what we use inside the mastermind to help her do that. So we have Melanie. Happy Sunday, Melanie. We got Misty in there. So Anna, Lisa. Hey there. Hey, Lisa. Oh, Lisa also is having some amazing results. Hard on herself, but having some amazing results, though, Lisa. Keep up the good work. So I got Ellen. What's up, Ellen? So thank you, Ellen, for popping in here. And Melanie says, yay, Connie, congratulations. So yes, definitely. We congratulating Connie over and over again, day after day after day, because that's amazing. And it's really amazing to be able to just be a part of the journey, to see her lose that 70 pounds, to get to her 100 pounds of weight loss. And I tell everybody, y'all give me 90 days and I'm gonna help you reach your goals. You know, give me 90 days because that's gonna make you a believer that this ketogenic lifestyle really truly works. And it's gonna be some ups and downs. It's gonna be some bumps in the road, but if you stick with it, I promise you, you will have some massive results. So I see Jasmika says, so excited for tonight's topic. So awesome, Jasmika. So thank you for popping in. So tonight, y'all, we're talking about carbs and fasting, because one of the things that I noticed with one of my last posts, so I posted on TikTok recently, I posted the super creamer. So I posted the super creamer on TikTok. So hey, I see somebody says, hey, Coach E. So hey, I posted the super creamer on TikTok. And I thought it was something that a lot of people knew about. I was really kind of surprised that video had gotten so many eyes on it. So I really was surprised. I just thought, like, just naturally, because really I kind of stay inside my group and we talk about it all the time. The super creamer is probably one of our favorite products inside of the keto mastermind. We talk about the super creamer all of the time. So the super creamer, if you don't know, if you want to go find my TikTok, I think it's the last TikTok, because I have some response messages I wanted to do. Just have not got a chance to sit down and make those videos yet. But I was surprised that so many people had not heard of the super creamer. The super creamer is made with monk fruit. I'm giving y'all some background story of where this class is coming from, because it's made with monk fruit. And the French vanilla flavor only has 15 calories. So the French vanilla flavor only has 15 calories. So that's where I don't even want to call it a discrepancy, but that's where the conversation started with fasting. Because I say, hey, if you drink, we use the super creamer because it's not going to break your fast. So that's where the conversation is stemming from that we're going to have today. So we're going to talk about intermittent fasting, and we're going to talk about what you can and can't have during intermittent fasting. I know we've had these intermittent fasting conversations, but I'm going to frame this one in regards to what actually is breaking a fast, because I think there's some confusion about what's actually breaking your fast when we talk about the ketogenic lifestyle. And I know there's a lot of literature out there. There's a lot of things that is said about what breaks your fast and what doesn't break your fast, and this, that, and the other. So I want to make sure that y'all have a good understanding of what it does, because even on TikTok, I can only make a 1-minute video. So and then I can answer a bunch of questions, but it's not the same. So I'm looking at some comments here. So I see Emma saying, hey, I see Melanie, just an amazing job by Connie. So Patricia says, hey, Patricia. Says, and then Patricia spoke to everyone else too. Says, hey to everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. He said, been looking for the creamer. So yes, so the super creamer, Emma, I find it in my local grocery store. So that's where I find it. I find it there pretty easily. So I've never really looked outside of that realm, but I hear that it's at Walmart. I hear that it's at Target. And just like most other creamers, it's in the refrigerated section. So it's in the refrigerated section. And this company called they make a super coffee, they make a super creamer. So they also have a refrigerated, a cold brew coffee. And like none of that stuff is all together. So it's like weird, because when all the stores I've been to, I can't find them all in one place, because even the super coffee, some of their super coffees are not refrigerated. But if you look for their cold brewed, of course, the cold brew is refrigerated and the creamer is refrigerated. So y'all got to look at my TikTok and y'all can see I held the bottle up so you can actually see what it looks like. But it is called Super Cream. It's actually in my Amazon store too. So if you go to the link in my bio and go to beverages, it's in the Amazon store. It's at the top because I put it in there a few months ago as we were talking about it. But here's what we talk about in regards to fasting. So the comments that were made was, well, you said that the 15 calories, it won't break your fast. Doesn't any amount of calories break your fast? So that's the conversation. So does any amount of calories break your fast? Well, the answer to that is technically yes. But let's look a little deeper. Let's dive a little deeper into that, because when we look at coffee and when we look at tea, y'all put this in the comments. Do coffee and tea have calories associated with them? I wish I had the Jeopardy music I could play right now. So I'm asking y'all this question. Do coffee and tea have calories associated with them? So that was the question that came across, was like, well, doesn't any amount of calories break your fast? So, but what do we always hear? Well, on a fast, you can drink coffee, you can drink tea, you can drink bone broth, but that's it, right? So we always hear that when we talk about intermittent fasting, but I know the answer's coming in too slow. So man, so I do see it on TikTok side. So Shelly said yes, yes. So yes, coffee has about 5 calories. So coffee has about 5 calories. So if we're going by that definition, then coffee would not be something we could drink. Tea would not be something to drink, because tea has about 2 to 5 calories, depending on which tea you have. So those do have calories. So we don't really want to. We're not going by the thought process of any calories will break your fast. So yes. So when you're talking about autophagy, which we can get into on a whole nother day, but when you talk about that, which is basically getting you into a deep state of fasting, and your body is really producing those growth hormones, and basically you're in a very deep state of fasting. Now, it's going to take you more than the 16 hours to really get into that super deep type of fasting. And basically, when people say you're breaking your fast, that's what they're talking about. Is basically you are basically breaking the effects of autophagy. So we are not necessarily looking to do that necessarily in a regular old ketogenic fast. All right. So some people who are just starting intermittent fasting. So yes, you can drink coffee and tea. And I teach this all the time. There are different levels to fasting. There are different levels to fasting. I always tell people there's a liquid fast where you can get all the calories you want as long as it's liquid. There's a food fast where you basically know I'm just going to make sure that I'm not eating food up until this particular point. So there are different types of fast. And I think we get so blinders on when it comes to fasting into the intermittent fasting piece, and it just being a 16-8 or 24 or whatever it might be. But 5 calories are in coffee. So technically, if you drink coffee or you drink bone broth, technically that would break your fast. But we're talking about ketosis, and we're talking about your body being able to continue to produce ketones during that period of time. And that's what we're talking about. And it's said that anything below 50 calories will not activate your insulin response. And that's what we don't want to do. So y'all know from the beginning of the time, this is what I've always taught, is that if you want to lose weight on a ketogenic lifestyle, you had to control the amount of insulin that your body is producing. All right. So you got to be able to control the amount of insulin that your body is producing. And that is going to be the key to losing weight. So you don't want to be getting these high carbohydrate spikes, because then you're going to have insulin spikes. Then we're going to have cortisol spikes. And we talk about that cycle going around and around and around. So you want to make sure that you are not doing that. So you want to stay under 50 calories. So again, yes, will any amount of calories break your fast? Yes. But most people will say any amount of calories will break your fast, but you can drink coffee and tea. So we gotta be with it or we not with it, right? Because coffee will break your fast technically, because it has 5 calories in there. But our job is not to spike our insulin or not to even activate our insulin. And if you're using things like super creamer with the small amounts of carbs, small amounts of calories, 15 grams of calories, you should not be activating your insulin. And that's what we want to do, because when insulin is up, that means that ketones are down. So we want to be able to continue to produce those ketones, continue to produce that growth hormone without activating our insulin to the point where it has elevated beyond a level that we wanted to go to, right? So that is the key. That is the key to that when we talk about intermittent fasting and we talk about drinking coffee or tea during that period of time. So again, make sure that when you look for that super creamer or you look for whatever it is you're going to drink, it's very low in calories. So I know there's some super creamers out there that are like 40 calories. I don't really suggest that unless you're like unless you're experienced and you kind of know yourself and you know what you're gonna, you know your body and you know that you're not gonna overdo it. But I would stick to the French vanilla version that is 15 calories for 3 tablespoons. So let's match that up again to, I should have had my props over here. So let's match that up with heavy whipping cream. Because some people say, well, can I do heavy whipping cream on a fast? Well, the thing about heavy whipping cream is that heavy whipping cream is 50 calories for 1 tablespoon. And the super creamer is three tablespoons for 15 calories. So here again, I don't even know if I said it right, but the super creamer is 15 calories for 3 tablespoons. Whereas if you look at the heavy whipping cream, 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream is 150 calories. So that is the difference between the heavy whipping cream and the super creamer. So yes, you're going to take your chances on the super creamer with the 15 calories and 5 from the coffee, where you're getting 20 calories total, which is less than half of what scientists say. and I'll go as far as the name drop, because you can Google Dr. Fung, because I know a lot of people go believe what he says, and probably more so than what I say. But even Dr. Fung would agree that 50 calories or less should not break your fast, because you're basically not activating the insulin response in a way that is going to hinder those benefits of fasting. Now, we're talking about autophagy, then yes, any amount of calories are going to hinder your autophagy or slow your autophagy down, which in this case, and most people that I'm working with in the ketogenic lifestyle are not necessarily are not thinking about autophagy at this point. They're not really working to fast for those extended fasts to be able to get their bodies deep into that state. So hopefully that was helpful for y'all. Hopefully that give y'all some information. I'll look and see. So I think coffee does. So Patricia was answering that question. So Mary B is in there. Let me see if I glance over here. It said, ouch, Team Super Creamer. Yes. It said, looking good tonight. Yeah, I had the blazer on. I had a meeting tonight for my the basketball league that I'm a part of. So I had a meeting tonight, and I said I might as well keep the blazer on, because if I take the blazer off, it'll look like I just got on an undershirt. So I just kept the blazer on, right? So he said, so coffee and super creamer will help you fast a little longer. And that is very true, Patricia. I'm glad you said that, because that is one of the benefits of coffee, is that it then will help you fast even longer. And I'm working on this class about caffeine. And what I'm learning about caffeine is caffeine actually helps to catapult you into ketosis deeper as well. Now, granted, don't overdo it, don't overdo it. But the caffeine from the coffee has also been known. And there's a study out of Canada that's saying that the caffeine in coffee is actually helping individuals get deeper into ketosis just by having that coffee. So those are some other things, some other benefits. And not only that, fat, although you're getting calories from fat, which the super creamer has in as well, fat does not cause an insulin response. So fat does not cause an insulin response. So that's why some can even do the bulletproof coffees and still be able to get the benefits of an intermittent fast, because fat does not cause an insulin response. So we're talking about fasting, and we're talking about autophagy, and we're talking about breaking a fast necessarily. the key and what I've always taught from day one is not to spike your insulin, and fat will not spike your insulin. Well, I say go out and just go ahead and do the bulletproof coffee. Yes, if you're an individual who is maybe new to fasting, I think that okay, those will be fine for you to have those bulletproof coffees in the morning and then eat later on in the afternoon. But one thing I do caution, because some people have tended to do this, and I think I've done this, talked about this on this class before, is some will drink coffee and not eat. And that's where the problem comes in, because coffee is an appetite suppressant. But the caffeine in coffee can help to catapult you into ketosis a little bit more. 400 milligrams would be too much. So I know from my studies, 400 milligrams is like the number where they say, okay, you're overdoing it in caffeine. So 400 milligrams of caffeine in a day, then you could potentially be overdoing it. But outside of that, you should be able to drink two cups of coffee or so and be fine throughout the day. But here again, let's be careful with drinking 2 or 3 cups of coffee, because if you're drinking that much coffee, how much are you really eating? Because it is an appetite suppressant. So just be mindful of that. So definitely drop some questions in here. That was really what I really wanted to talk about today, because I hear that a lot, that, oh, well, any amount of calories breaks your fast. But then people say that, and then in the very next sentence, they say, but you can drink coffee and tea and bone broth. But it's like, whoa, well, those things have calories associated with them. So I just want to make sure that we're educated enough on that topic that we say, oh, okay, yes, they have calories. So technically, we're breaking our fast. But if we're looking at fasting for the benefits of ketosis, then no, it is not hindering us for the benefits of ketosis, in which we want. And it actually, as was said, it actually will help you fast even longer. So he said, thank you, tea as well. So tea has less amount of so tea, tea has less amount of calories as well as caffeine. So you have to with teas you get that will be caffeinated, but tea has less calories. I think tea is like 2 to 5, whereas coffee is around 5 on the average. I know we had the conversation yesterday that some coffees, and Andrea's in here, she talked about that in the mastermind the other day, that she was drinking a coffee where they actually added some type of sweetener to it, and she didn't realize that it had that. And she was, I won't name the company, Andrea. I know you, I know you talking about the company. Well, I guess I will. It was Panera Bread. So she was getting coffee from Panera, and she read up on it and realized that they were adding like some type of sugar to it, and therefore the coffee, even though she wasn't adding any unapproved sweeteners or anything to it, she realized that she wasn't losing any weight, or she was having some stall, and that was part of the problem. So you want to make sure that whatever coffee you're using, that you are looking at that as well. So so where do you purchase the super creamer? So the super creamer, it can be found at Walmart, Target. It also can be found at I know for pretty much most local grocery stores have the super creamer. If you look in the creamer section, if they have it, it should be right there with the rest of the creamers. And it's a square. It's more of a square type, tall type of cardboard type box. So you should be able to find those. If you look at my TikTok, you can see exactly what it looks like. So I didn't even mean for this to be a advertisement for super creamer. So somebody tag super creamer so they can send something to the community. Maybe we can do some giveaways. But that has been one of the things that I found. I know that there's something called nut pods. So some people use the nut pod creamer, and I'm learning this too, because I've never really was a huge coffee drinker. But some people like to have the creaminess of the coffee, and some people want the sweetness of the coffee. So if you want the sweetness of the coffee, you're going to want the super creamer, because it has monk fruit. But if you want more of the creaminess or the thickness of the coffee, then you might want to use the nut pod. But the nut pod, to me, didn't have any flavor. It may have made it creamier, but it did not change. It changed the color, but it didn't change the actual like taste of just like that dark coffee taste. So thanks, Mary B. I appreciate it. So y'all, hopefully that was informative for you guys. Yes, it's called super creamer. So I see we have someone on the top. That's crazy. Crazy DD says, it's called super creamer. Literally, the company name is Keto, Kitu. And usually the Ki is on top and the Tu is on the like on the bottom. So it's like Keto, and they that's how they spell it. So Tell them Keto Coach E sent you, y'all. So man, I'm giving a whole lot of free endorsement here tonight, but I really want you guys to be successful, and I don't want you to be confused about the don't any calories break your fast. So I know I repeated it a few times, but maybe some people are checking in later than others. Technically, any calories would break your fast. So technically, if you were to drink a cup of coffee, technically that would break your fast. But in the ketogenic lifestyle, 50 calories or less is what can break a fast. Now, let me finalize it by saying this, that each individual is going to be different. I might be able to drink 60 calories and not activate an insulin response. And you might only be able to do 30. So understand that also it's good for you to find your metric. So it's also good for you to find your metric. But I think that if you're going to drink coffee and you want to have something sweet inside of it, then you can use something like the super cream, or you can even use some granulated sweeteners that have 0 calories in there as well. You can do that to sweeten it. I know it seems to take a little bit more, to sweeten it like that. But those are some options to kind of give your coffee the flavor that you're looking for without activating the insulin response. And I'm going to say that instead of saying breaking your fast, without activating the insulin response, because that's the key, because you can't have the insulin cannot be being produced and ketones at the same time. They're not going to be present at the same time. They're not going to be working for you at the same time. So Emma says, I'm still not losing. Figured I would buy now. He said, now I'm drinking more water, hoping that will help. So Emma, we just got to have more of a conversation about what's going on. Because I mean, usually if I talk to someone, I can figure out what's going on with them. And usually like during that conversation, we literally can figure 2 or 3 things out that they're not doing right. One of the things is fat. Majority of people starting the ketogenic lifestyle don't realize how much fat that they're going to need to eat. And it's not even that they need to eat, but they're just not, no one's used to eating fat. Like, let's just be honest about it. Like, we're not used to eating fat because we've always been told that it was bad. So we've always been told that fat was bad. So we don't even think about fat as even as a macro. So, you know, when you start the ketogenic lifestyle, that's one of the mistakes people make, is they're just not getting enough fat because you just don't know how. You just don't know how to get enough fat. So y'all hear me talk about the fat shake all of the time, because that's one of the things that has helped catapult many people that I work with to help them with their ketogenic lifestyle. It just helped them along the way because it has 22 grams of fat. It tastes good. And it's a great way for them to get that help to get those fat numbers up. And it's a bridge or a meal replacement, which I like to call it a bridge because it helps you get to the next meal. Because on the ketogenic lifestyle, we really eliminate a meal anyway. So yeah, Emma, we just got to talk. And, you know, Emma, you know, you have access to me. You know, that's my numbers there. I'll scroll it across the bottom of the screen too. Y'all send me a text. And y'all, if we set up a time and you just can't make it, just set up another time. Don't feel bad, you know. Like, you know, just I've had a few people there at least let me know, like, I can't make it today. But usually if they cancel the first time, they usually don't call back again. I'm okay. You know, if you missed it because of life happened, that's fine. But that's the number, y'all. Send me a text, set up a time to have a conversation. And then I'm going to say, okay, that's good. Call me at this time. I'm going to tell you to call me at that particular time. And I'll help you. I'll help you get started, help you get going. So yeah, water is very important. So you definitely want to get that. So you said I need to text you. Yes. So Mary B, that's the number scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. On the TikTok side, that's the number up there above my head. Y'all can see it. So on the Facebook and the YouTube side, y'all can actually see the number scrolling on the bottom. So I got some stall busting techniques as well. So you can actually go through my YouTube and see any of the keto classes where I talk about breaking a stall. Those are there as well. So just be mindful of not doing too much too fast, because I don't know how new you are to the ketogenic lifestyle. So I'm going to go ahead and close this class out because I like to keep the Facebook and the YouTube side a little bit more formal instead of me rambling. So if y'all want to come to the after party for the Q&A, meet me on TikTok. I will be over there doing the Q&A where I will answer any of your questions that you might have about the ketogenic lifestyle. But here again, I'll just close out by just giving a conclusion on what we talked about today, which is basically breaking your fast. And breaking your fast is technically any amount of calories break your fast. But that's not how we operate in the ketogenic lifestyle, because at the end of the day, we don't want to activate an insulin response. And less than 50 calories should not activate an insulin response. And my belief is you shouldn't be eating. So don't eat a handful of berries or a handful of nuts or something like that, because my belief is that if you're doing that act of eating and chewing, then I believe that that's going to help your body prepare for for food, and that insulin is going to wake your insulin up a little bit faster than if you're just drinking a coffee or tea with approved sweetener in there, or something like the Keto super creamer. So hopefully, y'all, this was helpful for y'all. I know it was a short one tonight. So y'all meet me over there on the Instagram side. I mean, on the TikTok side. One of these days, I'm gonna learn how to stream it on Instagram too at the same time. So let's see. I got a couple more questions and then I'll get out of here. So he said, yes, because I cannot drink coffee without creamer. And that's better for me. Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely a better choice. So he said, maybe try to fast to break the stall. Yeah, Emma, I think that fasting can help to break a stall, but fasting can be stressful for a person that's new to it and doesn't really know. And I think that if you're newer to the lifestyle, you may not have to use that trick in the bag yet. You might be able to go to some other things first. So he said water is very important, so I appreciate it. Said I need to text you, so definitely do that. Said thank you, coach. Very important information. So glad it was beneficial to y'all. Is that and Emma says thanks for everything. So you said, what do you think about sauerkraut? Sauerkraut is fine. So yeah, sauerkraut is fine. Sauerkraut is good on the ketogenic lifestyle. So enjoy it. All right. So, all right, y'all. So I will be at you guys again next Sunday for keto class. Y'all meet me on TikTok and I'll be over there to answer y'all questions. I'll see y'all soon.